student. This is
Uh,
Dr. Vivek Sunday.
This call is now being recorded.
yeah, good morning, all of you, and very warm welcome on the behalf of Mechanical Engineering Department, Tulsiramji Gaikwad Patil College of Engineering. Uh, we are all here gathered and joined on this meeting for the Prerna scheme, AICT sponsored Prerna scheme for the GATE students. So we are very fortunate to got an opportunity to hear a renowned person in our region, Dr. Vivek Sonde. He was expertise in engineering materials. So today we have got opportunity to take his guidance for the engineering material subject on the GATE exam. So I think all of you have listened him very patientfully and hope that session will be great. Thank you very much. So, sir, please start your session.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir. Uh, Before I start, I would like to give my introduction. I am Dr. Sunday, working as an assistant professor in the field of mechanical engineering, Priyadarshini College of Engineering, Nagpur. So as far as the subject is concerned, I am teaching this subject from last 12 years. Sir, may I know कि these students are in which semester?
Sir, all students from fifth semester and seventh semester, sir.
Okay, means they already gone through this subject, engineering metallurgy. Am I
Yes,
right?
yes, sir.
Yes. So see, while taking the lectures, I strongly believe on the discussion. है ना? Most of the thing I can ask to you, and most of the thing you can ask to me. That is my way of teaching, that is my way of taking a lecture, right? At least, sir, you can reply. So this subject stand very important in the field of mechanical engineering. This subject basically covers most of the field and very basic field of mechanical engineering. This subject having name engineering metallurgy, or in some of the university this subject is run by the name of engineering materials, and in some of the university this subject is also known for material science and metallurgy. Basically whatever the names I have taken here is altogether same in every field. Means if I take a name material science and metallurgy, this cover the all the concept and all the syllabus and all the content of engineering metallurgy. If I say the name only material science, this can also cover this complete syllabus of engineering metallurgy. So only the name is varying. As the place is varying, only the name is varying. But the concept and syllabus and topic is everywhere is same. And in the field of mechanical engineering, or say in the field of engineering, this is a very basic subject. Basic subject means why this subject is in the third semester, because see, as we are entering into the field of engineering, we have gone through first year are very basic, then we are really entering into the field of engineering, that is start from second year. So third semester in at means say at the start only in the third semester we are coming in contact with this subject. Why means why universities or board are given this subject to the third semester? Because whatever the subject we are going to teach or going to learn in fifth semester or seventh semester, they are based on this subject. That's why this subject is very basic or initially stand very important for the other subjects which are present in fifth and seventh semester. Now, which are the subject which is based on this subject or fifth semester or seventh semester subject? See, you may gone through design of materials, design, dynamics of machine. Even in the civil engineering, you may know strength of material. This all subject is based on this engineering materials. Now here, this is one thing. Other thing is when after being passing out from the engineering, when we go for the public services examination, means when you will go for the state service examination or somebody will go for the central service examination, or anyone can go for the engineering services examination or a gate examination, whatever the aptitude you have to give, whatever the selection examination you have to do after being passing out from your graduation. So these, as far as my knowledge is concerned, this subject is having at least 12 to 15 questions in all the engineering examinations. आप कोई भी फील्ड में जाइए, आईएएस की एग्जाम दीजिए, गेट की एग्जाम दीजिए, यूपीएससी दीजिए, एमपीएससी दीजिए, you will find the question related to this subject. That is why this subject is very important. Very important means, see what this subject covers. You might have learned in third semester. This is very basic, having introduction of material, classification of material, classification of steel and cast iron. Here we can know what is steel and what is cast iron. यहीं पे अपने को समझता है, तभी जाके अपन उसको इम्प्लीमेंट कर पाते हैं इन द फील्ड ऑफ डिजाइन. When you will go to the industry, you will see this subject in a practical means. That is the importance of this subject. Now, what this subject covers, or how these subjects stand important in the field of gate examination or in the field of services, public commission services. Now, as we know, the syllabus is very huge, and in the examination they are asking only basic questions. That's why we have to keep our basic very, what we have to keep our basic very strong. Actually, see, if I ask you, if I ask you a very simple definition, what is material? Can anybody of you will tell me what is material among these 30 students? Come on, you can switch on your mic and you can discuss. If you know this, then I can proceed. Then I came to know, yes, what I have to take. Yes, anyone else in the class? Will you please tell me what is material? How we can define the material? No one. Now see, material, what we can say material is, as we are here, as I am here basically, I don't want the technical word, I don't want the technical definition of material. What I want, what you are thinking here and your mind. Material is anything which is laying on the ground, we can call as a material. Am I right? Am I right, student?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, anything which is laying on the ground, we can call as a material. Basically, we have to take that material, we have to study that material, and we have to place that material in the field of engineering. From that material, we will get steel. From that material, we will get cast iron. From that material, we will get various materials, various metals, various elements. And that is a basic terminology of engineering materials. Now, I can switch my camera to the computer so that you can get what is this subject content. Can everybody see this? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Sir, does it visible? Does it visible?
Sir, now it is not visible.
Not visible. Okay. So what is happening?
If it is possible to share the screen, then it is more visible to all of you.
Let me see, sir. Let me see. I need to take this in my mobile. Actually, see, the net is not working here. That's why I'm working on my mobile. That's why.
Okay, okay.
So does it visible?
Some sort, sir.
Some sort. So what you are seeing on my screen? Are you able to read what you are seeing on a screen?
Not visible, sir.
Okay. Wait. I will do something. Wait.
Yes, now it is visible, sir.
It is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Student, does it is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now Anand, you have replied. Anand, will you please read for me what you are looking on your screen?
सर थोड़ा ऊपर की साइड नहीं दिख रही है सर वो।
अच्छा,
हाँ सर।
पढ़ पा रहे हो आनंद?
हाँ सर।
हाँ, will you please read for me what you are seeing on screen?
सर थोड़ा ऊपर की साइड में ले लो सर वो।
थोड़ा रिफ्लेक्ट हो रहा है क्या? स्क्रीन रिफ्लेक्ट हो रही है क्या?
हाँ सर।
वेट 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 वेट। हाँ, now see.
हाँ सर।
हाँ. Okay, will you please read for me what you are looking on your screen so that I can get a help from your side?
टाइप ऑफ मेटलर्जी।
Yes, that is enough for me. Type of metallurgy. Now see, basically metallurgy is nothing but material science, materials. Now here metallurgy, what is the meaning of metallurgy? What is the meaning of metallurgy?
Study of material.
Yeah, metallurgy is basically made up of two basic words. One is metal and second is lurgy. Now see, metallurgy is made up of two words. One is metal, metal, and second is lurgy, lurgy. Now the meaning of metal is, what is metal? Metal is nothing but when the material is present in a solid state, that we call a metal. अभी metal क्या है उसको आगे पढ़ेंगे अपन. You don't worry. We will go one by one. Metal, when material is present in a solid state, that is metal. And lurgy means when metal flows from one side, one place to another. That is, when metal flows from one place to another, what we can call? We are having a specific word for that. What is that? When metal flows from one place to another. When metal present in a liquid state, what we can call? Come on, you already been passed through this subject. Okay, I will tell you. Metal, when material present in the solid state, and lurgy, L-U-R-G-Y. Lurgy is nothing but the metal which can flow from one place to another. Means when metal present in a liquid state. When metal present in a liquid state, that can flow. Now, when metal flow from one place to another, that is called as a molten metal. Right? So that's why the complete meaning is we have to study when metal present in a solid state and we have to study when metal present in a liquid state or molten metal. Means this subject covers all the study related to the metal which is being present in a solid and liquid state. Are you getting? Please reply from your side, otherwise I will not get. Does I am audible? Yes, sir. Somebody has given reply. Yes. Thank you. Now, in some of the unit, we have to study which is metal present in the solid state. In some of the unit or in some of the topics, you have to study when metal present in a liquid state. Now, basically, we will start with the types of metallurgy. Metallurgy, there are three types. One is extractive metallurgy, physical metallurgy, and mechanical metallurgy. Now, extractive metallurgy, again, you can watch on my screen. Extractive metallurgy, you can see here. Does it is visible?
हाँ सर।
हाँ. Extractive metallurgy means when we are extracting the metal from the ores. How we can extract the metal from the ores? Does somebody know the procedure how to get the metal? See here, you can see the bucket which is full of raw material. Here, which is written iron. Right? Here you can see the mines. यहाँ एक माइन दिख रही है और यहाँ पे एक प्रोसेस दिख रही है. Process of getting the metal from the ores. Now, what is the procedure of getting the metal? Does anyone know here? Kindly reply me. Student, I am waiting for you.
Coal.
Coal. How we can get the metal from the core? Metal अपने को देखो सबसे बेसिक है. When you will go to the industry, the basic question you will get, or first question you will get, how we will get the metal? Metal कैसे मिलता, कहाँ से मिलता?
और से
कोर से. कोर से किस तरीके से मिलता सचिन?
बाय माइनिंग प्रोसेस.
माइनिंग प्रोसेस किस तरीके की होती है माइनिंग प्रोसेस? वहां पे लिखा हुआ है देखो, इंक्लूडिंग माइनिंग, रिफाइनिंग एंड एक्सट्रैक्शन. व्हाट इज दैट? Now, the procedure of getting the metal is, we have to go inside the mine, we have to take all the raw material in a bucket, whatever the raw material we will find inside the earth, that raw material we have to carry in a bucket, that bucket we have to carry outside, and entire bucket will pass through the furnace. That bucket consists of रॉ मटेरियल. उसमें मट्टी है, गिट्टी है, रेती है, दुनिया भर का कचरा है ना. सो दैट मटेरियल वी हैव टू पास थ्रू द फर्नेस. वो कंप्लीट मटेरियल को हीट करते हैं, एंड आफ्टर बीइंग पास एट अ वेरी हाई टेम्परेचर, whatever the impurities that material is having will get burn off, and the thing which is remain present at the last, that is called a metal. समझ में आया? फिर वो मेटल को प्यूरिफाई करते हैं और उसको अलग अलग शेप में, अलग अलग प्रॉपर्टी में उसको डालते हैं. वहां से अपने को मिलता है मेटल, वहां से मिलता है आयरन, वहां से मिलता है कास्ट आयरन, वहां से मिलता है फेरस, वहां से मिलता है नॉन फेरस. राइट? समझ में आया? Kindly reply me anyhow.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now we can proceed. Now see, second one is mechanical metallurgy. Now this is very related to our field, mechanical metallurgy. What does it mean? Mechanical metallurgy का मतलब क्या है? When we are applying a force, compressive or tensile force in any of the metal piece, and after being applying a load, when we have to study the property of the metal, that is called a mechanical metallurgy. See, in this diagram you can see the metal is being tested on a universal testing machine. यहाँ पे दिख रहा है ना? We are testing the material. Here what worker is doing? Worker is applying a load on a metal piece. He is hitting the metal with the load. He is bending the metal. He is applying load on a metal piece. So while applying a load, whether compressive or tensile, it changes the shape of the metal, or it changes the property of the metal. That property we have to study. That is called a mechanical metallurgy. Now we will go through history of metallurgy. Very basic as far as your knowledge is concerned. This will be with you throughout your life. The first ever metal found on the earth is gold. China is the first country. See, we are blaming China for everything, है ना? But see what China achieved. China is the first country who discovered the process of melting. I mean, first ever melting process जिस किसी ने किया है वो चाइना है. Now, whatever important again for the metal is, Egypt is the first country study about the physical and mechanical properties of metal. Egypt is first country who studied the mechanical property and physical properties of metal. Then copper is the second metal found after the gold. ये पता था आपको?
नहीं नो सर
नो, अभी आपके जानकारी के लिए इसको ध्यान में रखो. Even this can be your one of the question of examination. Which is the first metal found on the earth? That is gold. Which is the first country which studied about the mechanical and physical properties of the metal? कोणती कंट्री आहे? कोणती कंट्री आहे? Egypt. Which country has started melting process of metal?
China.
And the last and very important is, which material found after the gold on earth?
कॉपर
Sir, copper.
कॉपर. करके अपनी पुरातन चीजें जितनी भी थी वो कॉपर की थी. देखो आप, है ना? अभी उसके बाद में अपन ने इन्वेंशन किए, उसके बाद में स्टडी हुई, रिसर्च हुआ, एंड वी विल फाइंड कास्ट आयरन, वी विल फाइंड फेरस, नॉन फेरस मटेरियल्स, और उसके हिसाब से उसकी एप्लीकेशन भी अलग होती गई. Now this we have seen mechanical metallurgy. Then we will come to the physical metallurgy. Now what is meant by physical metallurgy? What is meant by physical? What is meant by physical? Now in mechanical metallurgy we have seen we are applying load on the piece of metal, and after that we have to study the properties of metal. Load apply करने के बाद what property or what characteristics of metal has been changed, that we have to study. That is mechanical metallurgy. Physical metallurgy means we have to take the piece of metal or a metal, we have to heat that metal. After heating the metal, we have to study its characteristics, or after heating the metal or while heating the metal, we have to study its property, and after heating, we have to cool the metal, and while cooling the metal, we have to study its property. That is physical metallurgy. जैसे यहाँ पे दिखेगा आपको, one of the rod which is heated at a red hot condition is being cooled in that water tank. दिख रहा है क्या?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now in another diagram you can see we are heating the metal, है ना? Up to it's become a red hot. वो कंडीशन को बोलते हैं red hot condition. ये कंडीशन पे when the metal goes to the red hot condition, most of the property of the metal is changing, and that property we have to study. That property we have to study, and that is called as the physical metallurgy. Now very basic and very important, classification of engineering materials. How does this classification occurs? See, there are two categories. One is metal and another is non-metal. Now, what is non-metal? Any one of you please tell me what is non-metal? You already know this subject. Here we are just clearing your fundamentals. Very basic fundamentals. That stand very important as far as your exam point of view. That's why I'm asking you the question. Because immediate after being passing out, you have to face a lot of examination. So that these basic questions you will find there. That's why it is called as a non-metal. That's why it is called as a metal. Now, what is the strong property metal is having, and what is the strong property was metal non-metal is not having? Come on, fifth semester student.
Ductility, motility.
Why there are two basic classification of metal? One is metal and non-metal. Now, very strong property of metal is magnetic property. Some of the metal contains a magnetic property. Some of the metal is not containing magnetic property. उसके हिसाब से भी उसका classification होता है. Now see, we will concentrate on the metal first. In a metal, the classification goes like ferrous and non-ferrous. See, ferrous contain iron, non-ferrous contain no iron. आयरन जिसमें आयरन है उसकी कौन से क्लासिफिकेशन है? रॉट आयरन, कार्बन स्टील, alloy steel and cast iron. Non-ferrous material goes into the classification like aluminium, copper, lead, silver, gold, tin and zinc. Non-metal having classification polymer and ceramics. This is not having iron. Non-metal is not having iron. See, remember, that's why it is being classified into polymers and ceramic. Most of your kitchen appliances is made up of these. Most of your heating appliances is made up of this. Ceramic material we are using in a kitchen appliances. Why? Because they are a bad conductor of heat and electricity. Now polymers having basic classification, thermosetting polymers, bakelite and polyester. Then polymers is again divided into thermoplastic, and that is our polythene. Again it's further classified into PVC. PVC pipes, you know? PVC pipe which are using in our home appliances. For water system we are using a PVC pipes. That is light in weight and durable, low in cost. That's why we are using that one. PVC, polythene, acrylic and resins. Ceramics is having classification like abrasives, glass, cement and concrete. This is the classification of ceramic. So altogether, this is the classification of engineering material. Basically, it goes metal and non-metal. Now, what is metal? What is metal? ये तो आपको पता होना चाहिए. Everyone must know this. If you are studying, if you are a mechanical engineering student. Am I know all you are mechanical engineering student?
Sir, a mixture of various elements is known as metal.
Mixture of various elements is not very good, very basic. I am very happy for this answer. Now metal is, now see, basically again we will go to the classification. Now metal is made up of two things or two or more things or two or more elements. Non-metals is only made up of one material. उसमें सिर्फ प्लास्टिक ही है तो प्लास्टिक है, सिरेमिक है तो ओनली सिरेमिक है. Again here you can see concentrate on non-ferrous. Non-ferrous not contain iron. See, aluminium, copper, lead, silver, gold, tin and zinc. What is the identification of aluminium? What is the identification of copper? What is the identification of lead? What is the identification of silver and gold? These category is also called as a pure metal. This is also called as a pure metal. In our day-to-day market, it is called as a pure metal. When you will go to the market and you have to purchase aluminium, so what you can say to that shopkeeper boy? क्या बोलते हो आप लोग उसको? Aluminium दो. हाँ, yes. Okay. Now, basically, one is metal, one is pure metal, and one is combination of metal. There are two categories. Ferrous contain iron. First one is, see, we are concentrating on metal. You know, this is the part of our syllabus. Does it is visible to all of you? Sir, does it is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Does it is visible? What you are looking on a screen?
Sir, you can take your mobile in horizontal manner.
Now see, little bit closer to the screen. Now, metal, one is pure metal and one is combination of metal. The pure metal is not having a magnetic property. Remember this for your knowledge throughout your life. Whatever is the pure metal is not having a magnetic property. Aluminium not having magnetic property. Copper not having magnetic property. Lead not having magnetic property. Silver not having magnetic property. Gold not having magnetic property. the material which is not having magnetic property and made up of only one metal, that is called a pure metal. अभी समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, keep this in your mind throughout your life. हमेशा ये काम में आएगा आपके. Now another excuse me, another property is ferrous. Ferrous contain carbon steel. See, steel, it is a made up of one or more elements. Alloy steel, again it is a made up of one or more elements. उसमें steel के अलावा भी काफी सारे elements है. That's why it is contain a magnetic property. Basically it contain iron, that's why it is contain a magnetic property. उसमें iron है करके magnetic property है. नॉन फेरस में आयरन नहीं है करके उसमें मैग्नेटिक प्रॉपर्टी नहीं है. ये बेसिक चीजें ध्यान में रखिए. मेटल, नाउ मेटल प्लेज एन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल इन इंडस्ट्री एंड एवरीबॉडीज लाइफ. It is basically the compositions of element. It is made up of two or more element. It is made up of combinations of elements और compositions of material. इसमें एक से ज्यादा elements हैं, एक से ज्यादा compositions है करके उसको metal कहते हैं. See, and as far as engineering is concerned, metals are having electrons to provide the metallic bond property, thermal and electrical property. Characteristics of metal. What are the characteristics of metal? Metal की characteristics क्या है? It is having luster, hardness, brittleness,
ductility, malleability,
yes, everything. Plastic deformation.
conductivity,
Conductivity means what? Which conductivity?
electric current flow from metal.
That you can say heat and electrical conductivity, right?
Yes, sir.
Stiffness, ductility, rigidity, formability, machinability.
Elasticity,
What? Weldability.
plasticity, elasticity.
Yes. These are all the characteristics of metal. Dimensionability. Dimensionability means at what dimension you require the material, you can get the shape. You can cut the metal, you can join the metal. Means it can form the shape whatever you want. You can form in the dimension whatever you want. That is called the dimension stability. Commonly used metal. What are the commonly used metal? Iron, aluminium, copper, zinc, magnesium. Now we will coming back to the properties of engineering material. Before we will see, wait a minute, let me go to the slide. See, again this stand very important for you. This is the classification of metal. Previously we have seen the classification of material. Now we are going to see the classification of metal. Metal basically classified into two types. One is ferrous and one is non-ferrous. Ferrous having two categories. One is steel and one is cast iron. Steel having a certain category, low alloy, high alloy. Low alloy having three categories: low carbon steel, medium carbon steel and high carbon steel. As we can proceed, we will see what is low carbon, what is medium carbon and what is high carbon. That we will see going as we will proceed. Now low carbon steel having two categories: plain steel, high strength low alloy steel. Medium carbon steel having two categories or two basic classification, that is plain steel and heat treatable steel. High carbon steel is having two classification. One is plain high carbon steel and tool steel. High alloy is divided into two categories again. One is tool steel and stainless steel. All of you have been heard of stainless steel. What is stainless steel? What is stainless steel? Try to reply for my answer. Reply for my question. What is stainless steel? Come on, in day-to-day life you are seeing the stainless steel. क्या होता है stainless steel? Student, low carbon steel. You are replying in the message low carbon steel. Stainless steel is very different category.
Stainless steel is alloy steel.
All the steel are alloy steel. Alloy means combinations of element. Now we will go to the properties of material. Elasticity. What is elasticity? Elasticity, come on, it is very basic.
The changing dimension by applying force and by removing the force, it comes in original state.
That is elasticity. What is plasticity?
Plasticity is taking a shape by applying external forces and stable in the shape by removing the forces.
Actually, what we can say, it is the property of the material. Basically, it is the property of the material. And when we are applying a load to the metal, it will get elongate, or it will go under the deformation. The deformation occurs. When we are removing the load, what will happen? The material will stay on that state. It will not come back to the original state and shape. It is called as the plasticity. When you can, here you can see on my screen. This is the piece of metal, that is blue one, having dimension 25 mm. We are applying a 2 opposite force, that is P. We are applying a load, it has goes to 50. Dimension has been reduced. Diameter has been reduced and length has been increased. Does it is visible to your screen? Now at a state of 50, when we are removing the load, what will happen? What will happen when we are removing the load? It will stay at that position. It will not coming back to the original shape and size. That is called as plasticity. Now what is resilience? It is quite difficult, but I think you can answer. Resilience. Have you heard this word resilience, student? Kindly reply. Okay, whatever. Now, see, resilience stand very important. If you will go to the interview, if the person like me or person like you, sir, ask you what is resilience, then what you will say?
Ability to observe the energy.
What is the basic phenomena of the resilience? सबने ये सब्जेक्ट पढ़े हुए हैं. Come on. Now see, resilience is having close relation with the elasticity. That's why we have studied elasticity first. Resilience is the phenomena which is having close relation with the elasticity. When we will apply load to the material, what will happen? It will elongate. It will go under deformation. When we are removing the load, when the material coming to the original shape and size, it is called as the phenomena of elasticity. Now, resilience is having a very close relation with the elasticity. Now, what is resilience? When we are applying load to the metal piece, it will elongate. But while elongation, that material resists for the elongation. Means the internal energy is being produced inside the metal piece that restrict the material from being elongation, or that restrict the material from being deformation. That develop energy inside the material is called as the phenomena of resilience. सबसे बेस्ट एग्जांपल आपको बताता हूं. When you will take the rubber band, rubber band, you know rubber band? When you will applying load to both the end to the rubber band, what will happen? It will elongate. When we are removing the load, what will happen? That rubber band come to its original shape and size. अभी वो अपने ओरिजिनल शेप एंड साइज में क्यों आता है, यही फंडा है, यही फंडामेंटल्स है. Means whatever the internal energy produced inside the metal, that forces the material to the original dimension. That phenomena is called the resilience. It is quite tough. समझने के लिए थोड़ा सा tricky है, but it is very easy. Once you can get the fundamental of resilience, you can understand the phenomena of elasticity. Why the material coming to its original shape and size? क्यों आता है? Because the internal energy is being developed inside the metal piece. That forces the material to its original shape and size after the load is being removed. That is resilience. Now toughness. 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 What is meant by toughness? As this resilience is concept having close relation with the elasticity, likewise toughness is having a close relation with the plasticity. Now, what is plasticity again? We are applying a load, the material is being deformed. When we are removing the load, material is not coming to its original shape and size. Means when we are forcing the material beyond its limit, beyond its internal developed energy, beyond its sustainable energy, when it loses its energy, it will lose its shape. That's why it is not coming back to its original shape and size. That is the phenomena. That is called the toughness. It will remain to its new dimension. It will remain to its deformed condition. That is toughness. Always in the examination, see guys, concentrate. Always in the examination, you will say you will give the GATE examination or you will go for the engineering services. Almost you will find these two questions. What is resilience and what is toughness? Resilience, internal energy is being developed inside the metal piece, which is restricting the metal from being deformed. That is resilience. Toughness, when material passes beyond its sustainable energy. That is toughness. And will not come back to its original shape and size. That is toughness. Yield point. Again, it is very important. What is yield point? YIELD, yield point. क्या होता है?
Last limit of the elasticity.
It is not a last limit of the elasticity.
Lower difference between lower limit and higher limit.
No. I will give you the basic and very easy concept. Now, when you are applying load to the metal piece, what will happen? It will go under deformation. Say I am applying 25 kilo load to the metal piece, but the thing will happen. So what will I do? I will increase the load. Instead of 30, I will apply the load of 50 kilo. In a 50 kilo, again, nothing will happen, nothing change will happen inside the metal piece. So again, what I will do? I will increase the load to the 100 kg. Say at a load of 100 kg, if that material change its shape and size, if that material goes into the deformation, so that 100 kg is a yield strength of your material. आपके मटेरियल की वो yield strength है, means up to 100 kilo that material can sustain. 100 किलो के ऊपर में अगर लोड बढ़ता है तो वो मटेरियल डिफॉर्म होता है, उसका शेप चेंज होता है, उसका साइज चेंज होता है. सो इसके डायमेंशन चेंज होते हैं. So basically yield point means when the material is subjected to the tensile force, they will go under deformation. The stress is increased at one point, and when the stretch is suddenly increased, when the elongation is start inside the metal piece, when the elongation is start inside the metal piece, that is called your yield point. वो तुम्हारा yield point हो गया जहां से मेटल का शेप और साइज चेंज होता है. ऐसे ध्यान में रखो तो समझ में आएगा. When you will see it the difference, you are putting yourself into the complication. Try to keep the basic phenomena or basic fundamentals in the mind. अगर ये आपके बेसिक क्लियर रहेंगे तो it is very easy to learn the new things. What is yield point? The point at which the dimension change. The point at which the material loses its property and goes into the deformation. Keep in that way. Tensile strength. Again, very important is tensile strength. What is tensile strength? Tensile strength, come on. Engineering student. Even a mechanical engineering student.
Ability of the material, which is ability of the material pulling load, tensile force. Sorry, यार.
Okay.
Tensile force को
Okay, I appreciate for your answer. But again, see the very basic phenomena. Tensile strength is, it is the ability of the material to sustain the load before it will get break. See how simple it is. It is the ability of the material to sustain the load before it is get break. Again, we will take a one small example. If you are applying a load of 25 kg to the metal piece, nothing will happen. Again, we will increase the load. We have gone through the load of 100 kg to the metal piece. Nothing will happen. We will go to the load of 120 kg to the metal piece. Nothing will happen. If we will apply the load of 500 kg to the metal piece, 500 kg, and it will get break. So what that 500 kg stand for? That 500 kg is the load carrying capacity of your material. समझ में आया? इस तरीके से ध्यान में रखिए. Tensile strength. It is the ability of the material to sustain the load upon its fracture. Means before it will get break. Means how much the capacity of your material, how much that load it can sustain. That is the yield strength. Tensile strength, sorry. Impact strength. What is the impact strength? What is impact strength? Come on. It is the ability of the material to withstand the suddenly applied load. That is the impact strength. We can see the examples. You can see on my screen. That is good for you. Does it is visible? Kindly reply. Does the screen is visible to you, student?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what you are looking on a screen? What you are looking on a screen? Kindly discuss with me. Kindly reply.
3 arrows in the downward direction and 2 arrows in the upward direction.
Now see, basically that blue one is a metal piece. As we are dealing in material science, engineering metallurgy, that blue is a metal piece. Consider always that blue is a metal piece. That metal piece we have kept on two stand, two support load. जो नीचे से support दिया ना उस पे. And at the middle we are applying a load. That upcoming arrow is nothing but a load acting on a metal piece. So what will happen after that? Suddenly applied load. That is called as a suddenly applied load. If the geometry is like this, what will happen? क्या होगा? सोचो. Kindly think and reply me. So we can have the healthy discussion. When we will apply the load at the center, when the metal piece is support on a two simply supported, now this will happen. Does it is visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
हाँ. So क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे? What is happening here? Impact swing. See the impact swing. That vertical load is suddenly applied load to the metal piece. When it is suddenly coming, it will break the material from the place and it will act. It is fracturing the material from the impact point. That impact point or that strength is called as the impact strength of the metal. उसे कहते हैं impact strength. When the suddenly applied load is falling on the metal piece, if it goes for the fracture, it is called as the impact strength. And after that, it will get break. Now ductility. What is ductility? Ductility, come on. Engineering concept.
Metal can convert into wires.
Yes, metal can convert into wire. When we are applying load to the metal piece, it will elongate. It will elongate to the extent that it will form into the shape of wires. That will not get break. That is a very important and strong property of a mechanical engineering metals. It will not get break. It will convert into the thin wires. That is ductility. Brittleness. What is brittleness? It is the ability of the material to get break when the load is being applied to the metal piece. है ना? What is the property? Brittleness. When we are applying a very little load or low load to the metal piece or to the materials, it will get suddenly break. It is called as the property of brittleness. Now hardness. Now do you know the phenomena of hardness? What is hardness? Hardness. Come on, student. Hardness is the property of the material that resists the penetration. Hardness is the property of material that resists the penetration. It is nothing but the resistance of the material to the plastic deformation. It may define as resistance to the stretching or cutting. When it is getting difficult to cut the material, when it is getting difficult to penetrate anything inside the material, that is the property of hardness. When that pointer is getting hard to get penetrate, it is called as a hard material. When that pointer is getting penetrated inside the metal piece, that metal piece we can say it is a hard, semi-hard or semi-soft. But when at a low load or easily applied load, it is completely penetrated inside the metal, it is called as the soft material. These are the three categories of hardness. This is basically a scale. Hard material, semi-soft, semi-hard material and soft material. These are the three basic categories of hardness. Creep. What is a creep? Creep, it is the time-dependent activity of the material and permanent deformation of the material when subjected to the constant loading. When the material is having externally applied force and within the externally applied force, if it is break in between, suddenly बीच में ही उसको टूट जाना, उसके कहते हैं creep. When the material is getting break in between, बीच में ही टूटना, अचानक से मटेरियल बीच में टूट जाना लोड अप्लाई करने के बाद, उसे कहते हैं क्रीप. Now creep is having three types. One is primary creep, secondary creep and tertiary creep. What is primary creep? Best example बता दो मैं आपको, बोलिए. बस only you have to discuss. Kindly reply me so that I can get the discussion is going in a healthy manner. Primary creep. Have you heard the creep? Creep is nothing but the breaking of material in between the experimentation is called a creep. जब भी कोई मटेरियल अपन टेस्ट करते हैं, व्हेन वी नो, अभी मैं जानता हूं कि कोई भी मेटल पीस 25 किलो लोड सहन कर सकता है, वेरी बेसिकली वी आर सेइंग, समझ लो अभी, है ना। नाउ जब अपने को पता है कि दैट मटेरियल कैन सस्टेन योर 25 किलो लोड, but when we are actually applying a load to the metal, if it is get break at a load of 10 kg, if it is get break at a load of 10 kg instead of 25 kg, that property is called a creep. It is a time dependent activity, breaking of metal in between, बीच में से ही टूट जाना, बीच में ही टूटना. If the load is say 50 kg, if the material is breaking at a load of 10 kg, it's called a primary creep. If the material is getting break at a load of 25 kg or 30 kg or 35 kg, it is called a secondary creep. When the material is get break at a last final stage, it is called as the tertiary creep. Now unit cell geometry. Unit cell geometry, cooling curve, yes. Now cooling curve, how this curve form, that is again a very important part of this subject, engineering metallurgy. Now cooling curve basically divided into two category. One is cooling curve for a pure metal and cooling curve for a combinations of metal. Now pure metal, considering any point in a F5. Oh. See, we will see how the cooling curve form for the pure metal. It is being from the time dependent. Again, it is a time activity and temperature. It is being formed between the time and temperature. Here, considering any of the point, we have to see, we have to melt the metal first, and from that melting state we have to cool the metal. Then we will see the cooling curve. Melting point of the pure metal, considering any of the point as a melting point, which is being placed at a higher temperature, काफी high temperature पे होगा, ठीक है. Now what will happen? We will cool the metal at a molten state. It will go with respect to the time, and it is being identified by the red hot. By the red hot, it will become a red hot until it's become cool at a room temperature. Now one state will come. From this point, you can see from my pointer, from this point, this metal is start cooling. This point is called as a melting point of the pure metal, and this point is called as a temperature at which complete metal is being converted into the solid. Liquid metal is being converted into the solid. One point will come, complete metal converts into the point C, the point at which the solidification start. यहाँ पे उसका solidification start होगा. And as this metal is a category of pure metal, it is not having any other metal. So at that point itself, see how it is happening. At that point itself, a complete metal is being converted into the solid at one temperature. But again, it is being at a high temperature. We cannot touch the metal. In order to bring the material into the actual application, we have to further cool the metal to the room temperature. So again, we will cool the metal to the room temperature. Now this point is called as point at which the solidification ends. This horizontal line shows that one point at which the solidification start and one point at which the solidification ends. This is a cooling curve of a pure metal. We will go to the cooling curve of combinations of metal. जब मेटल में एक से ज्यादा एलिमेंट्स हो, again it is a time dependent activity and being formed between the time and temperature. See, again we have to melt the metal to the higher point, to its melting point, and from melting point we have to cool the metal in order to see the cooling curve. Now this is the same geometry will form. With respect to time, it will get cooled. One point will come at which the solidification start. एक पॉइंट ऐसी आएगा लोअर टेम्परेचर में जहां पे उसका सॉलिडिफिकेशन स्टार्ट होगा. बट दिस मेटल इज हैविंग कॉम्बिनेशंस ऑफ वेरियस एलिमेंट. So what will happen? Instead of this horizontal line, see what we are saying, point at which one of the element starts solidification while other at a liquid state. अभी ये कॉम्बिनेशंस ऑफ मेटल में कोई भी एक मेटल ऐसी होगा जिसका सॉलिडिफिकेशन स्टार्ट होगा और बाकी सब मेटल अपनी लिक्विड स्टेट में होंगे. दैट्स व्हाई दिस लाइन गोज लिटिल बिट इंक्लाइन. नाउ एट दिस पॉइंट, see at this point what will happen? Point at which one of the element complete solidification while the solidification of other metal start. While the solidification of other metal start. So from that point the solidification of other metal start. Again it will goes in a inclined manner. That yellow step you can see. And that point is called as solidification ends. Solidification ends here, but in order to bring this material into the real application, we have to cool it to the room temperature. That's why again it goes to the room temperature. Inclined line means from this point to this point, it will goes with respect to time and with respect to temperature. Here temperature is decreasing and time is increasing. कोई भी metal चीज को अगर ठंडा करना है तो it will take some time. So this is the cooling curve of pure metal and combinations of metal. Formation of phase diagram. क्या होती है phase diagram? Student? Formation of phase diagram. We will skip that one. This is not important for you. Yes, this is very important. Iron carbon diagram. Does you know iron carbon diagram? Kindly reply me. Now we will see the phases of iron carbon diagram. It is always being formed. It is always being formed with temperature with respect to time. See, this is vertically the temperature, and it is having temperature up to 1539, and percentage of carbon content. Now, any one of you can tell me what is the melting point of a metal? I am asking to you, student, what is the melting point of a metal? You are mechanical engineer student, na?
The point at which state of that material goes to liquid state.
What I am asking is, what is the melting temperature of a metal? Melting temperature I am asking. It is very
723 degrees Celsius.
The temperature at which metal tends to get in a liquid state.
Okay, what is the temperature? कितना टेम्परेचर होता है?
723 degrees Celsius.
हाँ?
Sir, critical temperature 723 degrees Celsius.
What I am asking, what is the melting point of a metal? What is the melting temperature of a metal? I am not asking the critical temperature.
280 degrees Celsius.
For every metal, there may be different temperature, melting temperature. No?
See.
Sir, 1400.
No. Have you studied this subject? Have you studied this subject? Now the melting temperature of metal is 39 degrees Celsius. यहाँ पे दिख रहा है on the screen.
So will it be same for all metals?
No, it will not same for all metals. But
That's why I'm
1539.
confused, sir.
Now,
So
now,
what is to be tell for a particular
nahin,
material?
now the topmost metal can melt at a 1539. It is the highest temperature at which all the metal melts. That's why it is stand very important. 1539 degrees is the melting temperature of metal. Metal aluminum is again one of the metal, but melting temperature of aluminum is 900 degree. Why I am saying 1539? 1539 is the temperature at which all the metal melts. That's why it stand very important. 1539. Right? Keep in mind this. It can be one of examination question, or it can be your one of the interview question. It may ask in the interview. It may ask. And this is very important and very basic. What is the melting temperature of metal? You can say 1539 is the melting temperature of metal. Degree Celsius. I am saying degree Celsius. Now see how the graph goes. With respect to the temperature, this diagram forms various phases of metal forms with respect to the temperature. Does it visible to all? Does it visible to all? दिख रहा है क्या सबको? सिरसागर सर, ये दिख रहा है क्या आपको? दिख रहे हैं ना? Now, see, at a temperature up to 910, I am keeping the mobile quite closer to the screen so you can able to see very clearly. At a temperature up to 910, what type of material you will find? You will find the alpha type of material, alpha phase, that is called as the alpha phase. And what is that BCC? What is the long form of BCC? अरे आप लोग ने ये सब्जेक्ट पढ़ा है ना?
Cube. Body center cube.
Yes. It is called as a body center cubic. Now what is body center cubic? There are two types crystal structure. There are two types of crystal structure. Actually many types of crystal structure. Very basic is body center cubic and face center cubic. What is body center cubic?
Two phase, two atom are present.
बॉडी सेंटर क्यूबिक में नंबर ऑफ एटम्स कितने होते हैं? अरे यही तो क्वेश्चन रहेंगे आपको एग्जाम में.
8 atoms, sir.
8 atoms.
Or 8.
Sir, 4, sir, 4.
4, Sachin. Very good. 4. How it is 4?
क्यूब में क्या 4 फेसेस होते हैं और 4 फेस पे 0.4 होंगे सर, और पॉइंट पे पेजेंट 4 एटम रहेंगे सर.
कहाँ पे कैसी? अगेन विल यू प्लीज पार्डन?
सर क्यूब में 4 फेसेस होते हैं.
क्यूब में 8 फेजेस होते हैं. 8
सर 8 होंगे सर.
हाँ 8 फेजेस हैं. हाँ तो
उसके सेंटर में सर 4 एटम प्रेजेंट होंगे सर.
उसके सेंटर में 4 एटम प्रेजेंट नहीं होंगे. उसके सेंटर में 1 एटम प्रेजेंट होगा.
9 एटम.
बॉडी सेंटर में तो सिर्फ 2 ही होते हैं सर प्रेजेंट.
हाँ, ट्राई टू रिकॉल करो. एग्जाम में ऐसी क्वेश्चन आते हैं. व्हेन यू विल गिव द एग्जामिनेशन ऑफ गेट, you will find this question: what is body center cubic, what is face center cubic?
सर 2 ही एटम होते हैं सर.
Body center cubic means one atom present at the center of the cube. One atom present at the center of the cube, and the atom and the rest of the atom is present at the faces of the cube. So number of atoms in a body center cubic is
2 sir, 2.
2. How it is 2? 2 कैसी आया?
Center, one at the center and remaining at the faces.
Remaining at the faces. Number of faces कितने हैं?
6.
Number of faces?
8 sir, 8.
8. So number of atoms कितने हो गए?
So 2.
2. Body center cubic. And what is face center cubic?
Four.
What is face center cubic में number of atoms? See, basically, when we will study the iron carbon diagram, we have to study the phases of iron carbon diagram first. Now, phases are one first phase which is found up to 910 degrees Celsius. 910 degrees Celsius and below, it is called as the alpha phase. And that alpha phase is contain the crystal structure like body center cubic. Now, from 910 degrees Celsius to 1410 degrees Celsius, that phase is called as a gamma phase. That gamma phase is having a crystal structure of face center cubic. Now, what is face center cubic? One atom at the center and rest of the atom at the corner. Faces. That is face center cubic. And from 1410 degree to 1539 degree, that phase is called as a delta phase. Delta phase is having a crystal structure like body center cubic. Now, what is the efficiency of body center cubic and face center cubic? What is the packing efficiency of body center cubic or face center cubic?
Six.
6 क्या है 6? Efficiency, I am asking the efficiency. Come on, try to answer me.
0.
0 point.
0.48 now 0.74 sir. 72 sir.
Now, body center cubic, the efficiency is 68%. 0.68 है वो. 0.68 बोले तो 68%. Packing efficiency means उसमें number of atoms and number of space provided inside the cube occupying the space 68% hai. This is the concept. And in a face center cubic the efficiency is 74%. 74% means उसमें जो packing efficiency number of atoms present inside the cube and number of space packed by the cube atoms is 74%. Face center cubic की packing efficiency is 74% and body center cubic की packing efficiency is 64%. So from that, tell me which crystal structure is having a more strength or more load carrying capacity, body center cubic or face center cubic?
Body center.
Which material is having a more load carrying capacity, face center cubic or body center cubic?
Sir, face center cubic.
Face center cubic because it is having a higher packing efficiency 74%. Right? समझ में आया? Now we will go to the heart of the subject, that is iron carbon diagram. This is the temperature vertical and this is the horizontal scale having the percentage of carbon. Now when we are cooling the metal from its melting temperature to the solid state, the first ever element we will found is, सबसे पहला element कौन सा होता है? Yes student.
स्टील सर, स्टील।
सबसे पहला होता है डेल्टा फेराइट। This is the reason delta ferrite containing 0.1% of carbon, and this will form in like this in the iron carbon diagram. That is called as the phase of delta ferrite. Delta ferrite is found in between 1539 degrees Celsius to 1410 degrees Celsius. Then after being cooled further, the next element found is, this is called austenite. सुना है ना? Austenite सुना है?
Yes, sir.
Austenite containing 0.025, austenite containing 0.15% of carbon at 1495 degrees Celsius, 0.08% of carbon at 1410 degrees Celsius, 0.8% of carbon at 723 degrees Celsius, and 2% of carbon at 1130 degrees Celsius. That is the reason of austenite. Now the reason which is found below the austenite is called as alpha ferrite. Alpha ferrite is formed from 910 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius. It is containing 0.025% of carbon at 723 degrees Celsius. See how the diagram is forming. Now cementite. What is cementite? Cementite क्या होता? Cementite, come on. Cementite is nothing but it is a part of cast iron. Always remember, it is a cement-like structure. That's why it is called as cementite. It is somewhat gray in color or like a cement color. This reason is called as a portion of cementite. See here, it is cementite. Alpha ferrite plus pearlite is the product of reaction of iron carbon diagram. It is cementite plus pearlite is again a product of reaction when cementite is making reaction with the pearlite. Always remember, pearlite is found at the lower temperature below 723 degrees Celsius. This can be one of your exam question or interview question. Now this portion is called as austenite plus ladyburite. This is called as cementite plus ladyburite. When remaining cementite is making reaction with this remaining ladyburite is called as product of reaction cementite plus ladyburite. When after being further cooling, the cementite is passed to the lower temperature and the rest of the ladyburite is passed to the lower temperature, and that ladyburite is making reaction with the pearlite, and that reaction is occur between the 2% of carbon up to the 4.3% of carbon at a temperature of 723. That is called as pearlite plus transformed ladyburite. Why it is called a transformed ladyburite? Excuse me. When the ladyburite is being transformed to the lower temperature, that's what is called as a transformed ladyburite. And remaining cementite is making reaction with the remaining ladyburite. It's called as the reaction of cementite plus ladyburite. Now here again at the top, this portion is called as the delta ferrite plus liquid. Above that line means जो भी delta ferrite की above line है ना, उसके ऊपर में whatever the material present, this is present in the solid plus liquid state. That's why we have drawn that in a curve manner. It is called as delta ferrite plus liquid, containing carbon up to 0.5 at a temperature of 1495 degrees Celsius. Now again this inclined or curve is forming, that is having in connection with the austenite and indicated by the curve line, means must be the region of solid plus liquid. It is called, above that line is liquid, and this region is called as austenite plus liquid. Austenite plus liquid containing carbon 0.5 at 1495 degrees Celsius and 4.3 at 1130 degrees Celsius. And at the last, the curve which is going from that side is called as cementite plus liquid. Cementite plus liquid containing carbon up to 4.3 at 1130 degrees Celsius. Now, very important is steel. From that iron carbon diagram, we will get the classification of steel and cast iron. If you will study this diagram very well, you will get what is steel and what is cast iron. Now here we can get what is steel. Can anyone of you please define steel? Steel को define कर सकते क्या? Yes, anyone? यही क्वेश्चन रहेंगे एग्जाम में. These are very basic. Now steel is defined as, who will define the steel?
Steel is a alloy of carbon, sir.
Very good. It is the alloy of carbon containing up to 2% of carbon. See, steel up to 2% of carbon and cast iron up to
4.3 to 6.67% of carbon.
From 2 to 6.67. It is the alloy of iron and carbon containing carbon from 2 to 6.67%. That is the cast iron. See, यहाँ पे दिख रहा है ना, आपकी स्क्रीन पे दिख रहा होगा. दिख रहा है क्या प्रणय?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Means cast iron, it is the alloy of iron carbon containing carbon from 2 to 6.67%. Steel, it is the alloy of iron and carbon containing up to 2% of carbon. Up to 2% of carbon है तो steel है, 2 के above carbon है और 6.67% में carbon है तो वो cast iron है. इतना ध्यान में रखो. Steel is again divided into two types: hypoeutectoid steel and hypereutectoid steel. Hypoeutectoid steel containing up to 0.8% of carbon. Hypereutectoid steel containing carbon from 0.8% to 2% of carbon. Cast iron again divided into two categories: hypoeutectic cast iron and hypoeutectic cast iron. Hypo and hyper. Hypoeutectic cast iron containing carbon from 2 to 4.3%. And hypereutectic cast iron containing carbon from 4.3 to 6.67% of carbon. This is the point at which the reaction occur. These are the three basic reactions of iron carbon diagram. One reaction is called as peritectic point, peritectic reaction. Another reaction is eutectoid reaction, and the third reaction is eutectic reaction. These are the three basic reaction of iron carbon diagram. ये भी ध्यान में रखिए आप. This can be the question of your examination. Now we will go to the heat treatment. Now heat treatment, there are basic three categories of heat treatment. One is annealing, one is normalizing, one is quenching. Now analyzing, what is annealing? Can anyone tell me what is annealing? Annealing is one of the heat treatment process in which the metal is heated inside the furnace, which is having non-uniform crystal structure. In order to convert that non-uniform crystal structure into the uniform shape and size, the material is being passed through the heat treatment process. So in the annealing process, we are heating the metal inside the furnace at a temperature of 730 to 770 degrees Celsius. At a state when temperature of 770 or 730 reach, we have to keep the metal for constant heating to 15 to 20 minutes. In that constant heating temperature, constant heating time, all the non-uniform crystal structure is being converted into the uniform crystal structure. And after that 20 minute span, that material is being cooled inside the metal piece, inside the furnace. That process is called as the annealing. Annealing may, see, in all three heat treatment process, annealing, normalizing and quenching, all the processes happen inside the furnace, but they are having difference in the cooling process. ये तीनों की cooling process different है. That's why they have given the name. Annealing, when material cool inside the furnace, when we switching off the furnace and let the material cool inside the temperature of the furnace, that is called the annealing. जब वो furnace cool होगा, उसके हिसाब से अंदर का material cool होगा, करके उसको process को नाम दिया है annealing. Annealing means slow cooling. Annealing का दूसरा meaning है slow cooling with respect to the temperature. Now anyone can tell me, when we will switch off the furnace which reach up to the temperature of 770, how much time it will take to cool at a room temperature? How much time it will take to come at a room temperature? Any furnace. This is again a very knowledgeable point for you. कोई भी एक फर्नेस को रूम टेम्परेचर में कूल होने को कितना टाइम लगता है? Student, do you know this? See, nobody is replying. I will give the reply. When we will switch off the furnace which is being at 770 degrees Celsius, it will take near about 24 to 48 hours to come at a room temperature. That's why in annealing heat treatment process, we have to keep the metal inside the furnace and let it cool according to the surrounding temperature of a furnace. So after 24 hours, your metal piece being cooled, and that metal piece is having uniform crystal structure. That metal piece you can bring into the real application. Normalizing. What is normalizing? Normalizing. Now see, again we have to heat the metal piece which is having non-uniform crystal structure, and that we have to convert into the uniform shape and size. For that, the material is being passed through the heat treatment process. In a normalizing heat treatment process, we have to heat the metal piece up to the temperature of 770 to 910 degrees Celsius. When the temperature of 770 or 910 temperature reach, we have to keep the metal for constant heating up to 30 minutes. After the 30 minutes, what we have to do, we have to switch off the furnace. We have to bring that metal piece outside the furnace and keep into the normal atmospheric temperature and let it cool according to the surrounding temperature, according to the room temperature, or according to the surrounding temperature or ambient temperature. Means immediately after 910, that metal piece is coming contact to the 27 degrees Celsius. Means in a fraction of time, your metal piece get cooled. Immediately it is coming from 910 to 27 degrees Celsius. But here the cooling process is again quite slow, because surrounding air is the cooling medium for normalizing heat treatment process. So again it will take some time. So here the time may take is 30 minutes to 45 minutes from metal is being cooled. That is the normalizing heat treatment process. Now quenching. What is happening in a quenching? Now again we have to heat the metal piece which is having non-uniform crystal structure in order to convert into the uniform shape and size. In a quenching process, we have to heat the metal piece up to 700 degrees Celsius to 910 degrees Celsius. As and when the 700 degree is reached or 910 is reached, we have to keep the metal piece for constant heating up to 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, what will happen? What will happen? Quenching में क्या करते हैं? Very different. What you are seeing on your screen? Please reply me.
instant cooling in the water.
Yes, immediately cooling in the water means we have to switch off the furnace. We have to keep that metal piece. We have to bring that metal piece out of the furnace and immediately keep into the water tank. उससे क्या होगा? Metal piece immediately cool होगा. Within some second it will get cooled. कुछ ही टाइम में, कुछ ही सेकंड में वो मेटल पीस कूल होगा और वो कूलिंग के प्रोसेस को कहते हैं एनलिंग. Directly pouring into the water tank, immediately cooling with the help of water or salt. That is your heat treatment process. Now, any question regarding to this subject? Any question raised from your side, or if you want to ask me any question regarding this? See, basically, as far as my knowledge is concerned, this when you can go through the previous exam gate paper or any of the IS paper, most of the at least 10 to 12 question you will find from this subject, engineering metallurgy or engineering materials. So for that, and the question is like rigidity, resilience, toughness, property, based on the property of the engineering material. So for that, you have to keep your basic phenomena strong. Basic fundamental clear रखो, so you can able to give answer of these all the questions. Any of the question you can ask? कुछ पूछ सकते हो? Whatever you want to ask to me, you can ask to me.
बुक कौन सी रेफर करेंगे?
बुक कौन की रेफर करेंगे? See, J.K. Sharma is one of the best book for this. Material Science and Metallurgy by J.K. Sharma.
Yes, sir.
हाँ. And see, the language of that book is quite tough. But again, there is another book, Material Science by O.P. Khanna. That is another book that is having a very, very good language, easily understood language. O.P. Khanna and J.K. Sharma, there are the two basic books available for this subject. Both the book are good. O.P. Khanna is good, J.K. Sharma is also good. But J.K. Sharma is having a quite tough language. You cannot understand in a once go. O.P. Khanna is having a very basic language. Most of the Indian student is using O.P. Khanna. कंसेप्ट भी वहां पे काफी अच्छी तरीके से दिए हुए हैं. एनी क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम योर साइड?
सर पेपर पैटर्न क्या होता है सर?
पेपर पैटर्न इज means the multiple objectives. It is completely based on your engineering syllabus till from start to end. Whatever you will study in your engineering, complete from first semester to the end, third final semester, पूरा complete syllabus होता है. Most of the question is from say your design subject. मेटलर्जी में 10 से 12 क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, डिजाइन में 10 से 12 क्वेश्चंस होते हैं. बट नाउ अभी आपको पता होगा कि गेट के भी कुछ पैटर्न्स हैं. नाउ यू कैन गिव द एग्जामिनेशन इन थर्मल फील्ड. नाउ यू कैन गिव द गेट इन प्रोडक्शन फील्ड. प्रोडक्शन फील्ड में अगर गेट दोगे तो उसमें प्रोडक्शन के जो सब्जेक्ट है उसके ही क्वेश्चन रहेंगे. थर्मल साइड में अगर गेट दोगे तो उसमें जो थर्मल के सब्जेक्ट है ना, हीट ट्रांसफर, फिर थर्मोडायनामिक्स, उसके ही क्वेश्चन रहेंगे. ये अपने लिए काफी आसान हो गया अभी. दैट इज क्वाइट इजियर फॉर अस. Now they see if I am not having the knowledge of thermal side, so वो केस में मैं एग्जाम नहीं सॉल्व कर पाऊंगा. So in that case they have divided the gate into various field. Now you can give the gate in production field. Now you can give the gate in the thermal field. Now you can give the gate in the design field. तो उसमें अच्छा स्कोर आता है. उसमें डिजाइन फील्ड में you will not having question of thermal background. Production field में you will not having question of thermal background. In thermal gate you are not having the question from the production background and design background, and that is quite easier for us.
सर गेट में डिस्क्रिप्टिव रहता है क्या बेटा?
डिस्क्रिप्टिव नहीं रहता. डिस्क्रिप्टिव रहता है डिस्क्रिप्टिव, लेकिन कम. अभी सी इफ डिस्क्रिप्टिव कैसे रहता, अगर कोई एक टर्म आपको क्या बोलेंगे, कोई एक रिएक्शन है है ना? Wait a minute. If you want to now see one question is given, वो क्वेश्चन के 4 ऑप्शन दिए हुए हैं, है ना? और न्यूमेरिकल क्वेश्चन है. न्यूमेरिकल क्वेश्चन में वो न्यूमेरिकल क्वेश्चन आपको कंप्लीट सॉल्व करना पड़ता ना ऑन योर रफ पेजेस. वो सॉल्व करने के बाद ही आंसर आएगा. तो इस टाइप के डिस्क्रिप्टिव रहते हैं. कंप्लीट डिस्क्रिप्टिव नहीं रहता, मल्टीपल ऑब्जेक्टिव रहते हैं सभी. I can ask Vidyar sir if they are having any query or any issue related to the student. They can ask to me, sir.
Yes, anybody having any queries regarding today's session? Those who are having any queries, please ask now.
Now see, as far as from my side, I can only give the suggestion like means whatever the question you will find on a GATE examination or in a competitive exams, most of the question is based on the properties of engineering material. Most of the question is based on the heat treatment process. Means question ऐसी रहेगा, means what is the heat treatment process, उसमें रहेगा quenching और कोई और ऑप्शन रहेंगे, तो you have to tick the quenching. नॉर्मलाइजिंग रहेगा तो यू हैव टू टिक द नॉर्मलाइजिंग हीट ट्रीटमेंट प्रोसेस, और बाकी ऑप्शन कुछ अलग रहेंगे. उसमें क्वेश्चंस रहते हैं कि व्हाट इज डक्टिलिटी. डक्टिलिटी में बात दिए रहते हैं कि इट इज एबिलिटी टू फॉर्म द वायर्स, इट इज एबिलिटी टू फॉर्म दी, और कुछ रहेगा. तो इन दैट केस यू हैव टू फॉर्म दी, यू हैव टू टिक द आंसर एबिलिटी ऑफ द मटेरियल टू कन्वर्ट इनटू द थिन वायर्स, लाइक दैट. टेम्परेचर पूछते हैं, हीट ट्रीटमेंट में एनालाइजिंग का टेम्परेचर कितना होता है वो ध्यान में रखना. 770 डिग्री सेल्सियस, 730 डिग्री सेल्सियस. पूरे बेसिक क्वेश्चंस इस भी होते हैं. कोर सिलेबस में से कोई क्वेश्चंस नहीं होता, कीप इन माइंड. बट इफ यू वांट टू सॉल्व द न्यूमेरिक क्वेश्चन, यू हैव टू कंप्लीट, यू हैव टू सॉल्व, यू हैव टू बेसिक प्रोसीजर सॉल्व करके उसका आंसर आता है. वो भी आपको थोड़ा फंडामेंटल्स क्लियर रखने पड़ते हैं. Anything else you have to ask from your side? Amade sir bhi hai shayad yahan.
Yes, anybody having any questions, please ask, because session is about to be over.
Because the time allotted to me is 10:30 to 12:30. And nearly it is 12:25. Now it is 12:25. So if anybody is having query, you can ask to me. अगर if you can ask me personally, you can ask me to personally. कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, मेरा एक ही नंबर है व्हाट्सएप का. Anytime you can ask to me.
Any doubts from your side? Or else we have to conclude this session. You can put your doubts on the chat box also.
You can also put your doubts on chat box.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for your valuable guidance, and that guidance I hope will be very useful for our students for getting good score in GATE examination. Thank you very much, sir.
Actually, it's my pleasure to deliver the lecture for the student.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for calling me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for giving opportunity. Thank you.